People who were the forgotten sibling, did it ever come back to bite your parents? I was Connor, the invisible kid. My older sister Tiffany was everything our parents ever wanted in a child. Varsity basketball, student council president, homecoming queen. She was the poster child they loved showing off at neighborhood barbecues and family gatherings. Me? I was just there, taking up space at the dinner table, another mouth to feed, another kid to drive places. My parents spent every weekend driving 2 hours to watch Tiffany's basketball games, while I sat alone in my room teaching myself Photoshop on our ancient computer. When Tiffany had her meltdowns about not making varsity volleyball as a sophomore, our parents would cancel family trips to comfort her. When she got rejected from her first choice college, they grounded me for being sarcastic when I asked if we were still going to Disney World. I learned early that in our house, Tiffany's emotions came first, second, and third. I stopped trying to get their attention after my 15th birthday when they forgot about it completely. They were too busy planning Tiffany's senior year college visits. I bought my own birthday cake from the grocery store and ate it alone while they looked at college brochures. By senior year, Tiffany was off at college and suddenly our house felt empty. Not because they missed her presence, but because they had nothing to talk about anymore. No games to attend, no achievements to brag about. I was still there, quietly getting straight B's, staying out of trouble, but they barely noticed. That's when I started teaching myself graphic design seriously. I spent every afternoon after school learning new software, watching YouTube tutorials, building a portfolio. My guidance counselor noticed my work and pushed me to apply to design schools out of state. I got a full ride to one of the best programs in the country. When I told my parents, they looked up from the TV for exactly 3 seconds. "That's nice, honey," my mom said before turning back to watch some cooking show. 5 years later, everything flipped. I was working at a major advertising agency in Chicago. My designs were on billboards across the city, and I was making more money than my dad ever did. Meanwhile, Tiffany had dropped out of college after switching majors 4 times. She was back home, working at a local restaurant, drowning in student loan debt. Then Dad got cancer. The medical bills started piling up fast. Mom couldn't work because she was taking care of him. Suddenly, their golden child couldn't help them financially. That's when the phone calls started. "Connor, sweetie, we were wondering if you could help out a little," Mom said during one of her weekly guilt trips. "We're really struggling here." I drove home that weekend with a check to pay for a full-time nurse, but when I walked into the house, I noticed something that hit me like a punch to the gut. Every single photo on the walls was of Tiffany. Her graduation pictures, her prom photos, her basketball team shots. 23 years of my life, and not one picture of me anywhere. I found Dad in his bedroom, looking weak but alert. We talked for a few minutes about his treatment. Then I handed him the check. "This will cover the nurse for 6 months," I said. "Connor, you don't have to do this," he whispered. "I know," I replied. I hugged him goodbye and walked out to my car. Mom was waiting in the driveway. "Will you be back next weekend?" she asked hopefully. I looked at her for a long moment, then shook my head. "No, I don't think so." A week later, they got a letter in the mail from me. Inside was a cashier's check for the nurse and one other thing, my 5th grade school picture, the one that used to hang in our hallway before Tiffany's achievements took over every inch of wall space. The picture was folded in half with a yellow sticky note attached. "Found this in my desk drawer. Thought you might want it for your collection." I never went back.